All right, welcome back, everyone. The long awaited return of Dragons of the Frozen Seas is upon us. Last time we left with the party heading off to the west in order to try and escape the winter wolves and make it to another spot they could climb up before they are hunted down by these monstrous dire wolves enchanted with cold. And so we are rejoining Eric, Scotty, Ulf, and and
Jillaby.
Jillivy. And Jillivy is going to go ahead and give us her background before we set off.
Okay. So, Jillaby is a sorceress that happened to be friends with Scotty, and they came across her while she was hunkering down, hiding from the wolves. And this is how Scotty and Jillaby know each other. Jillaby is the granddaughter of Jensen, an astronomer who often studied the sky and stars above Angelgren to help predict when the long nights would begin and end. The village astronomer is an important job because they can inform the tribe when to begin preparing for the impending dark season. Astronomers must try to accurately predict how long both light and dark will last so the tribe can survive the always dangerous darkness. Some 25 years ago, Jensen was doing just that when he sensed a distant foreboding presence in the changing seasons. The dusky shadows of the fading light season brought with the promise of the expected darkness and a malevolent threat to the people of Angelgrun. Jensen told the king, Scotty's father, of this sense of horrific doom. Shortly after, Jensen became terribly ill. See, he was cursed. He suffered with the long, hacking coughs and headaches that many interpret to be just old age catching up to an elder in the harsh climate. He knew better. For long years, Jensen suffered with his illness. When he began to cough blood, he knew his time was near. Not long before his death, his son Gillen informed him that he and his wife Genova were expecting a child. Jensen was taking a last look at his beloved sky and stars when the king came to visit his trusted advisor to pay his last respects. As he came in, Jensen looked at his king and the shifting skies he had just been reading swirled in his head. He had a vision of Scotty and his unborn grandchild as childhood friends. With his dying wish, he asked the king that Scotty be allowed to befriend the child. He told them that the two were bonded somehow and that the skies had granted him this one last vision. Jensen died with Gillen and Geneva at his side. They named their child Jillivy in honor of Jensen. Scotty and Jillivy did indeed become friends as he had asked. Both children seemed to share an interest in small magics. As one of Scotty's playmates, Jillivy was given a protected place at court and later seemed that she had uncanny ability to observe sky patterns and how they might affect a certain element. Recently it has been discovered that the death of her grandfather awakened the star magic in her blood while she was still in the womb. The natural balance of life and death resulted in her powers. The unnatural long night has brought those abilities into the forefront. The dormant powers manifested as she was fleeing the never-ending darkness. The end.
That was absolutely wonderful and fits very well with the overall world. Excellent job. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
So now, as we move on, the party has decided that they are going to hustle and try to use their ability to continue running to outpace the wolves. They know that the wolves are much faster than them over short distances, and unlike most other mammals, they actually have a fair bit of stamina to be able to run down prey, much like humans. However, humans still have a slight edge in being able to just force themselves to move for hours and hours at a time. And so the party is going to try and hustle the 5 to 8 miles to the next spot and hope that they can outpace the wolves.
All right, let's hustle. Let's get to it.
All right, so I'm just moving you guys to the next map. All right, so you guys find yourselves in utter darkness as you run. However, Scotty has the light spell cast, so you guys can see as long as you're within range of Scotty. And so as you're running through the woods, you come across several of these choke points. Um, so you see, where the trees are there, and so you all are like forced into this narrow gap to go through. So choose your marching order.
I'll take point, and either one of the Vikings can come with me or Eric.
I'll go with you.
And then Scotty and Jalevi?
Think of Jillaby.
Jillevi. So Scotty and Jillevi are obviously going to try to stay kind of in the middle with some of the Vikings behind them. But three of the Vikings will come up with you guys, and two of them and Hafnir will stay back with the women. Viter, of course, will be up by Eric as always, with Star scanning the skies.
So when Bruce gets back, if he agrees with that story, that will fit with that close ally background. That will give a +1 when I'm next to her too. Somehow I forgot, but it's in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And yeah, we'll find out, what's up. But for now, uh, you guys are moving through the. Oh, Eric has a torch. I didn't see that. So as you guys are moving through the thicket, you're going to need to roll for perception. Eric is shouting at Ulf if he sees or hears anything. Despite Eric's apparent unawareness, Ulf manages to stop and point down at the ground. You guys can see broken branches. Something very big came crashing through here.
There's no footsteps around, huh?
The snow is all torn up, so like it's not like you can see any definitive steps. It's just like lots of things have been through here, but something very, very big came through.
I'm gonna do a knowledge, nature, or geography check, whichever one you think's better, to see if I can tell what it.
Yeah, do nature.
Okay. If you move the Vikings up, I'll move my character person. Are you bringing Scotty too, or you just leaving her?
I'm gonna leave her for now, but we'll deal with that later. All right, Eric. As you're looking at everything, you can tell that there is a small, or not small, a partial, I should say, paw print of a wolf that came through here, much bigger than any normal wolf, and consistent with the size of the winter wolves that you've seen.
How far out are we from the passage up the cliff?
you guys have made it through the first hour. And after this, if you continue to hustle, you'll have to make your or take away your stamina. However, um, for now, Eric, roll your track, your uh, survival for following tracks, because it'll give you information about how fresh this track is. Yeah.
Can I aid him?
Go ahead, Ulf. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're kind of skilled yourself.
And then if Ulf wants to roll his own survival roll, I'll aid him on his.
Oh, Eric is aiding Ulf. Okay. So Ulf, as Eric points out the track and you guys are examining it, you realize that there is also a small bit of fur in the tree, and when you go to touch it, it still is not completely frozen as it would be if it had been here for longer than an hour.
All right. At this point, I'm gonna tell the Vikings behind us in a whispered voice that it looks like our it looks like our quarry has been here before us. And should we follow it, Eric?
Well, we have a relatively flat geography here. It's better if we fight it in this terrain than if we fight it going up the cliff.
Okay.
And as soon as you say that, you hear a baleful howl, and a winter wolf comes crashing through in the distance. You cannot see it just yet, but you can hear it. It's just to the north.
We need to get out of this bottleneck.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell weapons forward. Make
One of y'all might want to take that pelt to sell it.
I've got bigger worries at the moment.
I know, I mean later.
Yeah, you're kind of putting the cart before the horse there. Putting the pelt before the winter wolf
Well,
corpse.
I'm just wondering. I'm just mostly wondering why there's. I mean, you said there's torn. I meant on the branches. The
Oh,
torn.
yeah, just a little tuft of fur.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then.
Where is Vitra at?
He is by you.
Behind you.
I don't see his token.
He's playing zigzag right now with you.
Still can't see his token.
Really? Here, let me drag and
It's
drop a
there.
new one.
That's odd.
Two Vitors.
He went through mitosis.
Okay, I see him now. Okay. Have we spotted the wolf yet?
You have not seen him, but you can hear his howl and crashing through the snow just to the north of you, so you know he's just outside of torch range. In fact, you can see his pale blue eyes glowing right here.
Okay. I'm going to cast Shalagi or whatever. I can't even pronounce that spell.
Shalala.
Shalay. Yes, that thing.
Shalala. It's Irish.
Yes. I'm going to cast it, and I'm going to take a defensive posture where I'm at to allow and hold any further action for the time being.
And I'll have my shield and sword and braced defensively, holding my action to attack anything that comes up. And yelling for the Vikings behind us to move into line.
Okay. So is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn for the time being.
Oh, don't forget to hit end turn. Okay. And you didn't give Vitor a command, so he takes a defensive posture by you, kind of growling. Hafnir says, "What's going on up there? You men, protect me and Scotty." And so this Viking steps forward and says, "Behind me, Lady Scotty." And then this Viking holds his turn. And this Viking holds his turn. And the first Viking in line moves up alongside Ulf and takes the total defense. The next Viking, still has to hold his turn. The next Viking moves up alongside Ulf, or the other Viking, I should say. And the last Viking moves up behind them.
All right. I am going to carefully and quietly stay behind the Vikings and start preparing a spell for whatever comes our way. That is going to be it.
Which spell?
Color spray.
Okay. And this Viking moves up to protect Hafnir and Scotty.
Gonna hold my action and yell if someone can throw a light ahead of us so that we can see, increase our field of.
The Winter Wolf wastes no time and charges straight into you guys, but stops short and surprisingly unleashes a 15-foot cone of cold against all of you guys. Well, not all of you. Let me see how many of you he can get. Okay, so he misses Eric. But he gets all the rest of you. So, every single one of you must make a reflex save, difficulty 17. Ulf is quick on his reflexes, having once encountered a winter wolf far in the north and seen its breath weapon used against a megaloceros that it had taken down. He didn't face it, but he saw it, and so he was prepared. Oofa doofa. Oh, one more. Okay, so the Viking behind Ulf saw him dive out of the way and also dives out of the way, and so they both take half damage, so 11 vigor and wound damage. And Jalivi, you take 22 wound and vigor, as do the other two Vikings. And that was his opening salvo.
And now we get all of our held actions.
Yep. And then your turns. But we're going to take it in turn order, so. Eric?
Okay. If I take a 5-foot step, I should be in range of him, huh?
Nope. You would need to move 10 feet.
So he stopped just short of my range then.
Yes, he did.
Ah.
As soon as he had enough of you in breath weapon range, he pulled up and unleashed it.
I would move to flank, hold your attack until we all are flanking, and then hit at the same time if the DMO.
Will my moving into his range provoke an attack of opportunity?
He does not have 10 foot of reach, so no.
Alright, well, I'm going to move to flank him then.
Okay. Well, now hold on now. Moving into his range is one thing. You didn't say moving all the way behind him there. So if you're moving past him, then yes, that will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'm not going to do that then.
You can step right up to him though, and somebody else can like try to circle behind him, or you can try to circle behind him using your movement like this.
Alright, I'm just going to circle behind him but stay out of his range.
Yeah, you can do that just fine.
See, you have to specify that you move like that though, because if you don't circle wide, then yes, he does get to snap at you.
And
Okay, so your held action you use to move up to him, and then it will be your turn. But first, it is Jalivi's turn to unleash her color spray. Okay. So, that is not saying anything.
I just added it.
All right. And now I need to roll my will save. And that is the wrong will save. I am going to assume that it's difficulty class 15.
I think so.
All right, so the Winter Wolf fails his save, and he is blinded and stunned for 1d4 rounds. One round.
Okay, if they hit him, he won't be stunned. Is that right? Or how does stunned work?
He'll still be stunned.
He will still be stunned. And now, Ulf, it is your ready to action.
I'm gonna charge forth, growling at the top of my lungs and crack him with my.
All right, so you charge forward and attack. You have flanking, so you get +2.
Plus he's
Plus
blinded
any of the
and
dazing.
stunned.
Oh yeah,
Plus he's blinded and stunned.
yeah, he's stunned, so he's basically like motionless as well. So there was a whole lot going for you there. But you also crit. So you swing your longsword into the Winter Wolf, dealing a massive blow, 20 damage to his icy hide. He breaks off a chunk of ice and flesh, and you can see what looks like blue icy Gatorade spilling from his open wound.
Gatorade.
H2O.
You didn't miss a beat.
I'm clicking intern, but I don't know if it's doing it.
Uh, no, it didn't, but that's okay. Viter, seeing you guys charges in. He's actually going to charge over to this side, just random dumb luck he gets flanking. And he is going to bite at the Winter Wolf. Because Viter is gangsta like that.
Ferocious but cute.
That's
He
right.
wants some Gatorade, is what he wants.
Yeah. So he charges in and gnaws at the Winter Wolf's ankles. Unfortunately, it fails to penetrate the Winter Wolf's icy armor coating that it almost has over its fur. It hits him, but the bite just. Viter's so weak, he's so cute. These Vikings are like, Hafnir's like, oh, hey, I think I hear them fighting up there. You guys go charge in. And then this guy is going to charge in. He's going to rage and charge in. Smacking the Winterwolf twice with his axe, dealing not insignificant amount of damage. The Winterwolf is badly hurt. This Viking charges in to try and finish him off. Also raging. Man, these Vikings, they're like the MVPs.
That's good because there's only 3 of us.
The Winterwolf crumples to the ground, bleeding, dying. So what do you guys do?
Well, I don't speak with animals, so nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean?
I talked to the Winter Wolf, and I asked him where his companions are.
He is bleeding and dying and still stunned, and so he does not answer.
I'm gonna put my sword to his throat and ask him again.
Done. He can't talk.
I don't speak wolf.
Tell us where your companions are, or we'll slit your throat.
He lies there bleeding.
And his throat is getting slit.
You perform a coup de grace, and the wolf is now dead.
Alright, I roll perception to see if I see anything else around.
No, you do not see anything else around.
I'm gonna roll perception to see if there's anything of interest or note or value on the wolf itself.
The pelt. I'm going to do appraise.
Yeah, so the wolf is a regular dire wolf for the most part. Gray, white, thick fur, but then over its fur, it has a sheen of ice that sometimes form large patches of like armor in places and just kind of coat it and protect it everywhere. And this is a magical effect. Once the wolf dies, it begins to melt, so you can't really like harvest the ice armor or anything like that. However, the pelt, once free of the ice, is essentially a dire wolf pelt. Although this one has some axe damage.
I'm sure to buff right out of the leather. Alright, let's skin it.
I'm not sure we want to take that time.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever gone hunting, field dressing a deer or anything is time consuming enough. And if you're talking about going full on skinning it, that's hours worth of work.
Okay, let's leave it here.
Maybe see if Scotty can burn a channel heal to help us all recoup while we take a short rest to regain stamina.
Scotty seems oddly distant. She seems almost in a stupor as she stumbles along behind Hafnir.
Why is she in the stupor?
Why indeed?
Ask her.
Scotty, are you okay?
She barely responds and just kind of nods.
You don't look okay.
All right. Well, if we're gonna take a short rest, I'm gonna check for magical effects on her, and then if there's not any, I'll talk to her, girl to girl, I guess.
Yeah, and obviously as a PC that is the player's not here, I can't speak for her. You do not, however, notice anything in particular. She just seems almost drugged or drunk or half asleep, or you're just not sure what's going on with her.
It's like she's in a whole nother country.
Hafnir, what did you do to Scotty?
Hafnir says, "What? She's merely snowblind and exhausted from the cold. This whole trip has been a dangerous affair. Were it not for everything that I'd been promised, we'd be turning around right now. And you best learn your place."
How's our stash of good berries, Eric and Scotty?
Scotty made enough for you guys to each be able to have 10 each.
We should do that.
Yeah, let's distribute them.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and click short rest, yay.
Yay.
And then I'll eat. Is there a limit on how much the good berries can affect you?
Nope, you can heal 1 hit point and 2 stamina per good berry, and so that is
I
a
still
total of
have
10
no
and
short
20.
rest because I still have a Constitution modifier of 0, right?
If your Constitution modifier is 0, then yeah, your short rest I have to manually add in. You get back
Let me make
6.
sure.
You get back 6 vigor.
I'm gonna go ahead and eat 3 good berries to heal 3 hit point and 6 vigor.
I only get to memorize spells on a long rest, huh?
Yes, sir. It's not really memorizing since you're not a wizard. As a natural caster, what it is you're preparing your body with the correct magical energies.
Which one's figure again?
Vigor is the orange bar.
Oh, you already did it for me. Looks like you already did it.
Yeah, you have all your vigor. And then you can heal up to 10 wounds with your good berries that Scotty had given you prior to becoming suddenly distant on the march.
Alrighty.
Right before we take off, I'll do a quick perception check to see if I hear anything in the distance, and then let's get up and keep going, guys.
All right, so you don't hear
That's
anything.
why.
And as you guys continue forward, are you still hustling?
Yes.
All right, so we're on the second hour of hustling, and each of you must subtract 1 vigor. Just 1.
Forgot the minus sign.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw your bar just drop. I was like, oh my god, Eric is exhausted. So as as you guys continue on for the first hour, roll for um, tracking if you're gonna stop and try to track quick, or um, roll for perception if you're just gonna continue hustling on. All right, so
Um,
Eric takes a moment. You guys have run for another hour. Well, not run, but hustled for another hour, and he's like, okay, we're gonna we're gonna survey again, make sure that we know what's going on. And as you do so, you can see that indeed there are several wolf tracks that came through this way.
Can I
how
tell
fresh are they?
Well, that would take you having to, slow down a little bit more. Like you just took a moment to like see the tracks. If you're going to examine them, now you guys are waiting for a moment. So it's not quite a short rest, but you go ahead and roll your knowledge or no, roll your survival again.
Can I tell how many
Oh
tracks
wait, no,
there
you
are
don't. You don't.
without?
You don't have to roll survival again. You rolled high enough to get everything. It's just taking you longer now to continue examining it. You can see two distinct sets of tracks, and you can tell that they came this way about an hour ago, based on the accumulated snow and everything, because like this place just blows snow around.
All right, let's keep
J-
moving.
Jalivi tries to ask you, what that is, pointing to one of the tracks, and you tell her, it's the Winter Wolf's tracks, and then she points again to something else, and like she's just like totally confused by all of what's going on, even though she's trying to get it, since survival isn't one of your class skills, and you obviously rolled really poorly. Basically, you want to know what's going on, but you're just like a kid, like, what's that, what's that, what's that, what are you looking at, how can you tell this?
I pat her on the head and tell her it's okay. Not really, not really.
All right, so now you know that they came this way a little over an hour ago.
All right, let's keep moving.
Tell them to be on the lookout. We gotta hustle and get up the cliff.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
so
keep your wits about you. Keep perception, etc., but don't lose our pace.
so you're continuing to hustle. So
Are
And
you sure you want to do that? I only have 5 vigor left.
anyone that's exhausted, they need to eat a good berry while we take these short rests.
oh
Well,
wait,
I ate 'em all.
your vigor is wrong. You need to roll 2d6 to add to your vigor.
Alright.
I was like, yeah, she's a sorceress, low vigor. That makes sense. But like, I just thought about it. I'm like, you're level 3. You should have 2d6 more vigor. Okay, so you get 6 more vigor.
$12 altogether, but 10 since we're at hustle. Hello?
11.
No,
12,
yeah, but
12 altogether, 11 because you hustled, and now on the third hour,
and we're
you
about to
lose
do Now
Two
we're about to
more.
hustle again, so it'll be 10. Yeah, so I
Two
need to
more,
be
so
on
it'll
to
be
10.
not. It'll be down to 9.
9. Okay.
All right, so you guys hustle again for the next hour.
How far are we from the clearing?
Yeah, so now you guys have cleared 3 miles, and you're roughly 2 to 5 miles away. Like it's really hard to like get a real accurate thing when you're just walking and you don't have specific markers to go by. But Eric was able to estimate roughly 5 to 8 miles, which is pretty good. If you can get something between 5 to 8 miles, that's a pretty good window. Like telling 1 mile is easy, telling 2 miles is okay. 3 to 4, it's getting a little bit harder. But after you get to 5 miles, it's just like, I don't know, I've been walking forever.
Shouldn't
Especially,
we be at like 6 or 7 miles at 3 hours at a hustle? Because a normal person can walk like 2 miles in an hour easily.
oh yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah,
the hustle doubles your, yeah.
hustle speed is what, 6 miles per hour?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's double the normal land speed. I think. I can look it up.
Well, I don't know what the
I can
normal
look it up.
land speed.
I can look it up if you guys are like really worried about it, but
Yes, because I want to make it clear what the land speed is in the world. Because land speed for me, I just shut up.
no, it's okay. I don't mind getting this right. Let's take a look.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Chris. He's whining trying to be
Yeah.
exact.
No, I knew who you were talking to. I was just letting him know that it's quite all right. Like we should get this one right, so we will. Yeah, it's double. So 3 miles per hour for an unencumbered adult human, 6 miles per hour for an unencumbered adult human if you're hustling, and you can, only keep that up as long as you have stamina and continue to make your vigor checks.
All right,
Well,
so
we can hustle. We can hustle for an hour without problem, and you said it's 5 to 8 miles away.
Yeah, so
And
if it's 6 miles per hour, now you guys have made it to the next cliff. So let me get you there.
thank you, because that's like I'm not gonna take another vigor away because that'd just be stupid.
yeah, we should only need to hustle and do a vigor check once, I would think.
No, twice because it's one more. Oh no, you're right. You're right. 1 hour for 6. Yeah, one time. Yep.
So
You
I
you
can
were
bring
right.
back up my vigor to 10 or 11.
11. So of course, a cliff is a cliff, so the map looks very similar. Let me get rid of these dire wolves. You guys make it here with no dire wolves in sight.
Well, I suppose that's a good thing.
Scotty continues to be distant. The Vikings are all getting ready to start the climb. What do you guys do?
Get ready to start the climb, prep the climbing gear to set pittance and all that good note.
You want to go up first and make your rolls then?
Don't forget to roll perception to make sure they're all gone.
I'll assist Ulf with the climbing check.
Yeah, and I guess I'm gonna strip out of my armor while I make the check.
I will not, because I don't have that skill.
Yeah,
guess
best to
I
wait.
still could.
Best to wait for them to set some ropes for you.
Woohoo!
All right. So you make it about 20 to 25 feet up the 50-foot cliff.
Alright. I'm not necessarily stopping to listen, but I'll make a perception check to see if I just hear anything.
Now that you're 25 feet in the air, you can see much farther than everybody on the ground with the swirling snow. And in the distance, you can see steam getting closer and closer, as if two trains were coming at you. But these are not trains. This is the hot breath of the winter wolves as they chase you down.
About how far away do I estimate?
Let's say a mile. You know, you can see much further now, but a mile's a good distance. Oh wait, it's all dark. Oh crap! I forgot you're in the dark. I have the global illumination on because I was letting you guys all see what was going on. But yeah, no, it's all dark here. What am I saying? You can only see as far as your light.
Well, I'm gonna just keep hustling with my little climb.
But you do see the glowing eyes about a mile away. Coming at you like 4 shooting stars streaking across the snow-ridden landscape.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurry and get my ass up there, and then tell everyone to get their asses up here.
Ulf is like, "I'll save me."
Yeah, I'm coming up too.
And bring my fucking armor.
And I bring his fucking armor.
All right, so go ahead and roll a climb with a +2 bonus for having all of, or +4 for having all of the ropes set so well. And you begin to climb and immediately get yourself tangled in the ropes. Not only do you fall back down, but you undo about 20% of the settings.
Love. All right. Well, can I try again?
You can, but
You have
now
to reset first.
yeah. Well, you don't have to, but it's gonna not. You don't get the bonus. Ulf, are you continuing to watch these eyes getting closer?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna drop Ulf's armor and attempt to reset the pin that came out, and then make my way back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell at him. You don't have time for that. Get up here. Tie my armor to the rope. We'll haul it up.
Tie my armor to the rope. I'll haul it up. I'll save me.
Okay.
And then tie Jillivy to the rope, and we'll haul her up. And everyone else, get your fucking asses up.
All right. That's what we do then.
Alright, well, wish I had the levitate spell right now. I could levitate it up to you.
Levitate is not fly.
I know, but I don't think I have fly yet.
Well,
Isn't
I'm
that
just saying
level 3?
levitate only gets you so far off the ground.
No, I mean for his armor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's much that could help other than like the floating disc ones and all of that. Anyway, in this
I
instance,
tie a rope.
I thought about taking that and didn't. But I haven't gotten all my spells yet either. I think I've got like several more I need to add.
yeah, In this instance, Ulf, you have one more rope that you can lower. It's not gonna, be much, but you can tie it off to the nearby tree and give two people the opportunity to climb at once.
Yeah, I'll set that for one of the Vikings, and I'll do whatever aiding for the climbs that I can.
All right. Well, I'm gonna attempt to climb again. There's another rope here, huh?
Yeah.
There's two of them.
All right. I'm gonna grab Wolf's armor and try to climb with it again, and ask Wolf to help me up. If I'm
Yep.
carrying your damn armor, you better well help me up here.
That's a good aid check. That's a bad climb check. So, you are trying to climb with the armor, but there's no good way of having it like in your hands and climbing, and you're just trying to like figure it out, and it just is making it impossible, and you slide back down the rope. Hafnir tries to climb up the other rope.
Does the Viking have a extra rope?
Nope, but Hafnir does, and so Hafnir gets up and he lowers a rope, so now three of you can go at once.
Yep, and I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll as we get more and more people, we'll start aiding them more, helping pull them up, and I mean, once we have two Vikings that can kind of pull Jillaby up, and Scotty up. That's how we'll do them.
So,
And
frustrated with failing to climb twice, I say, somebody else can carry your damn armor. And then I grab the rope and try to climb a third time.
You better bring the armor or tie it to the rope first, or I'm pushing you back down off the cliff, you fucker.
I'll bring the rope up. I'll put the rope. I'll hold the armor in my lap when y'all pull me up. That way you won't get
Fine, I'll try to bring the damn armor a third time.
Give it to the woman. She's stronger.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry it.
I'm not,
But you better help me up.
just I can put it in my lap and just pull me up with it.
Let's make a check, Brian. Yay, you did it.
Yeah. So, you make it up, but you drop the armor halfway.
All right, I will.
Even with the assist?
How much
Yep.
How much does the armor weigh?
I'm going to send him back down to go get it.
No.
Jackass.
How much does the armor weigh?
I think it's like 25 pounds.
Can I carry that? I mean, I know I can't move with it, but can I put that in my lap so they pull it up with me?
Let's just have the last person down there tie a rope to the armor.
The last Viking grabs Viter and hauls him up.
All right, and I
now
grab
it's just Jalivy down in the dark.
the armor, and y'all have to pull me up. I can try and climb, but I doubt I'll make it.
Tie the armor to the rope. We have like 4 ropes.
It's just
Oh,
a
yes.
strength. It's just a strength check, and you guys have assistance from the Vikings.
So what? Do I have to do a strength check for me to carry it since I'm
Nope.
a weakling?
All right, 2 of the Vikings try to assist. It cancels each other out. Ulf goes to start pulling Jalivy up, and the rope slips from his hand and falls to the ground, and you have to tie another one off, which you already have, so she just ties herself to another one, and the Vikings try
Alright.
again. Yep. So this time you guys are like completely embarrassed by that effort, and so you crit it. 2 of you are just like, oh, we're not gonna let this happen. She's a light little girl. And as you pull her up,
Try to climb, and I get 5.
yeah, as you guys pull her up, the winter wolves burst into view. 2 of them. You can't really see them in the darkness, but you can see their glowing eyes just outside of your torch view here.
I'm gonna put my armor on, and if no one else is doing it, after that I'm gonna take a shot out of the eyes with my bow, because fuck.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna preemptively cast buffs.
Well, it takes you a
No,
couple
don't
minutes
do
to
that.
put your armor on. So the winter wolves kind of pace around for a little bit and then run off the map.
Alrighty.
Well then. Okay, so do we still... We're heading to where
The
Scotty...
villagers are
Yeah, so
north.
there's no tracks around here from them, obviously, huh?
They're probably too old.
Right, because they used the other passage.
So we're gonna have to rely on their knowledge of the terrain to get us there.
We have to just well, we know that they were north, and then we went west, right?
Yes.
All right, so we know it's gonna be northeast is where we go. That's the way to go.
What time of day is it?
Night.
Darkness.
You can't tell because it's ever-ending darkness in this place. That's why we're trying to fix that. Remember, we don't know what time it is ever.
Oh, yeah.
It's 4:00 dark.
Okay.
I guess I'd make a knowledge geography check to get us back on track. If any of them have better knowledge
I
of
can try.
the
Yeah, Scotty and Jalivi would get a bonus to that. But Scotty continues to be discombobulated. But Eric, you do understand the geography enough to know that all you have to do is head north until you hit the coast and then head east until you hit the city.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. North and east.
All right, let's do that.
All right. So you guys set off for the north, and as you're moving across, you come to a small little, like, I don't want to say community because that would be overstating it by far. But like a place where there was a building.
What's the weather like?
Oops. Right now it's not actually snowing, but wind continues to blow and spread the snow around. So the effect is not completely unlike there being snow. And you can see a little creek that is completely frozen over that runs up to the sea to the north, and just a little thatched hut in front of you. You're close.
I think we should take a rest for the night. We're real close right now. This is the river that leads to the bay, and I think we could all use a break after the winter roof. I think.
Do I see anyone around the hut?
You do not.
I'm gonna cautiously approach, looking for signs of inhabitation, and Once I get there, I'll just knock on the door and slowly push it open.
Much like a log cabin, ignore that snowman. Much like a log cabin, um, in the Great North Woods, there is nobody home and just a collection of like things that you would expect to find, um, cooking ware, some dry goods, furs, couple of antlers and all of that decorating the walls. Very very log cabin survival type of type of hut here.
I'll get a ration of the dry goods, and I know it's just a hut, but is there more than one hut?
There is another building kind of off in the distance, although I was letting you guys kind of explore things, on your own to where you could see it. But yeah, there is one more building.
Can you give me vision on the map? I can't see a thing.
Can you not?
I'll ask Jillaby and Scotty about how close are we to the and where we believe there are people to be.
It's probably just a couple miles, huh?
Yeah, it's not very far now.
It's just 1 or 2 miles up the way.
Then let's just only take a short rest, maybe eat some of our own trail rations, not any that are already in this little cabin, and be on our way to finish where we need to get.
If you guys don't leave that snowman alone, I'm gonna have it come to life and whoop your asses.
I can't even see a snowman.
I'm like, ignore that snowman, and you all gather around it.
I thought that was the building.
No, that's a snowman. The
Yeah,
building's
I don't
right
even
here.
have the detail of it yet.
The building's right here. You guys are like
My map is
almost to the
still
roof.
loading.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my map is still loading. Like I have a picture of in very low resolution, and I can't even tell that that's a snowman.
I'm at 50% zoomed in and I can see it.
Alright, I think we should take a rest. The Vikings are pretty hurt, and I'm pretty hurt, and I don't think I need to be fighting anything else.
By take a rest, do you mean a long rest or just a short rest?
I personally, I know, well, it's up to y'all, but I personally need a long rest in case we have some other people to fight. Or if we're the villagers, no, let's just keep going.
Eat the good berries, take your
I already
rations.
ate all my good berries.
Oh. How many hit points are you from?
Many, more than half. And also, just for the record, it has been about 20 hours since you guys last slept. So, by all means, this is about the safest place you could possibly want to sleep before you get to the village, which you have no idea what's going on there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we should take a long rest. Whoever's the most injured, if anyone's injured after distributing all the good berries that we have, I can do a cure light wounds on them.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's rest first, and you can learn whatever new spells you want, Eric. And how many more spells do I need to add?
I'm not sure we can get that all worked out though, but somebody has 7 good berries left. I don't know if anybody else does.
I've got 7.
Yeah, I haven't used any of my good berries, I don't think.
I think I'll pop distribute them after we all heal from the long rest.
Alright, long rest is.
Let's do it before, because if anyone is still injured after that, I have spell points that I can burn through right now.
Yeah, see, that's what he's saying is like if you guys spend your resources now, you're going to get them back, except for the good berries. So that's like kind of up in the air how you guys want to do that.
Well, the good berries are only good for a day anyway, huh?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So yeah,
All right, I'll distribute my 7 to whoever needs them.
That's the Viking and
I'll do the same.
me. Who else?
well, the Viking
Elf?
isn't like he's an NPC, and I'm not trying to be like that because I like role playing, but you guys only have 7. So like it makes role playing sense that you wouldn't distribute them to guys that you barely know, but rather keep them amongst the core group. Although Jalivy is kind of newer, she is connected to Scotty already and to the people that you're going to look for. So she's a little bit more centric to what you're doing than the guards that are accompanying you.
I have a different view. I mean, these men have fought alongside us for
Exactly.
weeks now, if not months. So I'm happy to give them my good.
Hey,
As
more
am I.
power, more power to you. Then this is the most
Exactly.
this is
And
the most hurt
besides-
Viking. So how many would you like to give him?
All of them.
He gladly accepts.
I was under the impression that all of the NPCs had 10 of them.
Oh no. She only made enough for each of you guys to have 10.
Alright, well, I think I still have all of my good berries. So I'm going to distribute mine as well.
Do you just give them to the guy who was practically dead?
Whoever's still injured.
Oh, everybody's a little beat up, but
Then everybody gets a good berry.
all right. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Everyone that's injured, at least.
Yeah, Hafnir's not injured. 4, 5. 5 for the
So,
Vikings. 5 for the Vikings for everybody to get 1.
So Hafnir doesn't get a good berry. He's not injured. He can go wherever.
Yeah, we know what that's short for.
Out of character, of course.
Hafnir can go wherever.
Also, the Vikings have saved our butts from getting killed more than once.
Right. We want them to be fresh.
Yeah, it makes sense both role playing and from a game perspective to keep them alive, but I also look at it like resources are for PCs first.
Well, I managed to not lose any vigor or wounds in that fight. So I'm still fresh.
Yeah. So, all of the Vikings have received the benefits of their healing, and now it's just on you guys to get your long rest.
Okay, Jalivy and that other Viking that's pretty beat up. Well, Jalivy, how many hit points are you lacking?
13 of 25.
All right, and what about that Viking? The really beat up one.
21 of 44.
All right, I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on the Viking. I think you'll be all right after a rest, Jalivy.
Ooh, man, a min roll for only 3 points. Should be 4.
Yeah, it's not much. All right. How many hit points do you get from a long rest?
Double your level. So 6.
6 plus your constitution
All right.
modifier.
I'm gonna also cast a Cure Light
Yes,
Wounds.
plus your con modifier, correct.
What's your con modifier, Jalib?
I don't remember. I don't think I have
I
a
think it's 0.
All right, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast my last Cure Light Wounds on Jalevi.
What's with that damage roll? So, again, it's 4. So you regain 4 hit
Thank
points
you.
and all of your vigor because it's 8 vigor.
Okay. And I gave 1 good berry to all the Vikings, huh?
Yep, 5 good berries in total.
So I should still have 5 left, huh?
You have 5 left.
All right. I give Jalevi 2, and I give the other Viking that's still injured 2 more. The critically injured one.
Alright, that should make us set.
Yeah. Actually, it looks like both of the Vikings are pretty good off. I'm gonna give an extra one to the 2 Vikings that are still injured, and 2 to Jalevi, and I'll save 1 for myself.
Well, you can't save it. It's going to go bad.
Just give it to Ulf. He's got a little bit of injury.
All right, Ulf, you get it.
I'm only 3 hit points down. If anyone has not at max, I'm giving it to them.
They're all good enough.
Yeah, we can just say that everybody's gonna be at full
I
health.
ate them. How many was it?
1. 1 hit point, 2 vigor. All right. So you guys spend the evening resting and relaxing and, getting your stamina and health back, casting spells to make sure that that happens. And as you take turns sleeping, who took the last watch?
I normally insist on taking the first one, so I doubt it would have been me.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'd have taken the first or second watch because I was still fresh.
All right. So one of the Vikings would have been on the last watch, and they awaken everyone as you can hear the howling of the wolves. There seems to be more than 2, and they are now surrounding the hut and circling around. You race to the windows to see indeed there are 3 dire wolves circling you guys in the hut. They have you surrounded and are just deciding how they're going to go about picking you off. So we are going to pick up next session with you guys in the hut and what you're going to do. I'm going to give you this week to strategize because, as you saw, one of them can almost kill one of you with just a single blast of their breath, and now there's 3 of them. So,
Is it too late for me to tell you that I want to memorize spells?
absolutely not. You can memorize whatever spells you want. I was just setting up the scene, but yeah, you get the full benefit of your rest and you can set whatever spells you want. And indeed, we're going to take this, session here to work with Jalivi to make sure that all of the spells are set, because this is going to be the battle before you level up.
Yay!
So this is an important one, but we want to get you all through alive. So going to be a lot of strategizing and figuring out what's going on with Scotty and all of that. So as we approach next session, if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And as always, good gaming.
Good game.